What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another CBBassin. Today we're going to cover the 2022 Bass Assassins Classic. For this past year, for the 2022 Classic, we held it out of the Heritage Park launch on Bayou Bonfouca, right there by downtown Slidell. Air temperatures were a frigid 28 degrees. They had ice all over the boats that morning. Everybody was bundled up, looked like that kid from Christmas Story. And water temps were ranging from low 50s to mid 50s. Sometimes you would find a bayou that had that 55, 56 degree water, but that was few and far between. It was a post-frontal situation. We had a front come through that Friday. A lot of water was stained, dingy, kind of messed up. Some areas were still clean. Typical bad situation. But it's the Classic. This is the best of the best from last year, from the Assassin's Trail. Someone's going to figure them out. That morning, I didn't get much sleep the night before. I stayed up a while. I was thinking a lot where I was going to start. Where am I going to start at? I had two decent areas, one in Liberty, one in Lacombe and Powell Heights. I had a lot more confidence in the fish in Powell Heights, so I decided to go there first. I figured less changed over there since the front come through. Liberty, there's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of water level changes and water clarity changes. Powell Heights was going to be a little bit more stable. And I feel like those fish, I had more confidence in them fish still being there and still biting. So I decided to go there first. Pulled on up into Powell Heights and I eased way back into my little spot. I had one little area of Powell Heights that worked the best for me. That was my juice. Really, anywhere outside of there, I didn't get many bites. So I pulled straight to my spot and I started first with a red and black 1.5 square bill. And almost immediately had a bite. Didn't hook up with him, but almost immediately had a bite. So I flipped a crawl in there after him, threw a fluke in there after him. He wouldn't bite anything. So I didn't spend any more time. I said, you know what? That's a good sign. They're still here. Let's move on. There's plenty more fish here. Started easing down the bank some more. Finally hooked into my first fish on that square bill. When I hooked into him, started reeling him, I got him to the boat. I saw one hook had him in the back. Well, one back hook had him. So I immediately, I let him run a little bit. I was like, oh, he's barely hooked. I can't flip him. He was about 1.5 pounds. It wasn't all that big. As he ran down, I was thinking, okay, where am I going to go to land this fish? When he came back up, he had 2 hooks. All right, he's got it. He's good. I grabbed the rod, went to flip him. As soon as he got up beside the boat, crankbait came out. He hit the side of the boat, went back in the water. Shortly after that, I'm easing down the bank a little ways. Get another bite on that crankbait. The fish gets me tangled up in some alligator grass, the only little strand of alligator grass between me and him, and he gets in it. And I'm watching him, I could see him, and the water was fairly clear. I'm watching him fight, and that crankbait's hung up in the alligator grass, and I'm going over there to get him, and he gets off. So now I've got an issue here. I'm going through here, and I'm hooking them and educating them all, but I'm not catching them. I need to make a change, because I need to quit missing these opportunities. So I sat down and I started making some changes. I changed my hooks on my crankbait first of all. Y'all know I religiously change hooks on my crankbaits. Let me get a better camera angle here to show you these hooks that I ended up with. On this 1.5 right here, this is the size hook you normally get on it. That's what comes stock on it right there. This is the size I normally change it to, which is just a little bit bigger than the stock. That's the size I ended up with on it, trying to catch a darn fish. That's a number 4 Gamakatsu extra wide gap treble hook. They're huge. They're as big as a crankbait. I figured that might help my chances some. And also, I had already done this because I already anticipated some short strikes, but I went ahead and put trailer hooks on my chatterbaits and spinnerbaits and everything else that I was going to use. So I already had that done. So start going on the bank some more. Have a couple more bites on the square bill. Not hooking up on them. And I was like, I've got to stop. I'll have to use something else that I can actually catch them on. They're here. I just have to catch them. So that's when I switched to my chatterbait and I started slow rolling my chatterbait through there. Just a little ways off the bank because these fish seem to be biting off of the bank. not right on it. They're a little ways off. So I started paralleling down off of the bank a little ways, and finally got a hit and caught one on this orange, red, and black chatterbait. It's a regular chatterbait. It's not the jackhammer. This is the original style. So now I'm thinking, okay, now I got to stick with this, with some kind of bait that they can engulf, and I have a lot more chances of catching them. With this, it just it was driving me nuts losing all these fish. Well, at this point, after I catch that fish on the chatterbait, at this point I had done turned around and was working my way back towards Lake Road Bridge, and I come upon some guys over there that fishing from the bank, and one of them recognized me. He watches the videos. Thank you for watching. I'm going along there, and they're catching fish with a spinnerbait, throwing a spinnerbait out in the middle of the canal and slow rolling it through there. The man said he had 5 fish in a bucket, one of them about 2 pounds. He could win the classic with what he had right there fishing from the bank. I was like, man, the fish are here. They're fun. I think what makes that spot a hot spot is because a lot of these fish are funneling through there. The fish that are moving back to come spawn are funneling through that one little section of that bayou. It's a very narrow section, so they almost like fish in a barrel. It's like, man, these fish are here. These fish are piling in right now. They're ready to get started with this spawn. I gotta stick it out here. Seeing that he was catching fish on a spinnerbait, Mama didn't raise a fool. And if I see people catching them on a spinnerbait, I'm gonna throw a spinnerbait. So I pick up my spinnerbait rod, and I got a white chartreuse and blue. I believe this is a 3/8 ounce spinnerbait. This is one of the old Ronald Pierre spinnerbaits. 2 gold Indiana blades, and I start chunking it and slow rolling it. And after a while, I finally catch a second fish. Slow rolling the spinnerbait out in the middle of the canal, I catch a fish finally. Awesome. And then it goes a long time with no other fish. Just slow rolling spinnerbaits. I'm changing between my spinnerbait and my chatterbait, and even started to throw a black and blue chatterbait. Again, this is the same exact one as the orange one. It's not a jackhammer. It's an original, but it's just black and blue. And these are 3/8 ounce chatterbaits, by the way. I went with the 3/8 ounce so I could slow roll it and it wouldn't dig all the way down into the bottom. There I am fishing up and down the bank, trying to get some more fish, and it's getting late. Finally got a third fish to hit on the black and blue chatterbait, get them in the boat. Now I've got 3 keepers. All right, 2 more fish, right? Yeah, that's all. Just 2 more fish. Couldn't do it. Could not get those other 2 fish in the boat. Ended up back at the classic with only 3 fish. Huge congratulations goes out to Steve Hadley, who blew it away with 8.15 with only 4 fish. Only 4. He had 8 pounds 15 ounces. Steve also took home the 2021 Angler of the Year, so he got to hold both the plaque and the trophy this time. Second place was Brandon Kraft with 7.15. Third place was Bill Doris with 7.9. So pretty good weights for the top 3, still in the 7-pound range. Shane Dunnigan took home the big fish. He had 1 fish, only 1. It was 6.12. So really good stud right there. But I ended up 9th place out of 16 people. So just below the midfield mark. I'd like to thank everyone who fished last year and congratulate everybody who made it to the Classic. Can't wait to get this year going, get back at it. Hope y'all love this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with your friends. And I'll see y'all in the next one.